Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I look totally different. I darkened up my hair. Having super blonde hair is like really hard to keep up with, and I want to keep like my hair as long as possible, so therefore I don't want to like bleach my roots like once a month because that's what I need to do when my hair is like so blonde. So I went and got it done, and I had some reddish brown lowlights thrown into it, and it's gonna continue to get like lighter and lighter the more I wash it, but this is what I'm working with now. I really like it. Hopefully this means I can go back to waiting like 3 to 4 months to get my hair done and not have to do it every 6 weeks, so that's gonna save me some money hopefully. I got some new nails as well. Well, these are my natural nails, but I did like this hot pink color for Valentine's Day. Super girly, super cute. And then finally all my eyelash extensions fell out. Yay! Today I will try curling them and wearing mascara today for the first time since summer, so this should be interesting. Anyways, so for today's video I'm going to be testing out the Flower Beauty Light Illusion foundation. I have 2 shades here. I figured, I don't know why, but I just have a feeling that I'm gonna like it, so if I don't, I'm gonna be disappointed. But I went ahead and picked up one for when I'm tanner, and then I have one for right now. I might mix the two, or I might just go in with the lighter one. And then I'm also gonna be trying out the Flower Beauty concealer to go along with this. This is supposed to be full coverage, so I'm super excited about this. And then these aren't new, I've tried these before, but I figured since I am gonna be testing out the Flower Beauty foundation and concealer, you might as well throw these guys in there. This one right here is the Miracle Matte Translucent Finishing Powder from Flower Beauty, and then this one is the Miracle Glow Satin Finishing Powder right here. So if you would like to see a wear test and a review on the Flower Beauty Light Illusion and Flower Beauty Full Coverage Concealer, please keep watching. So I'm going to go ahead and prep my skin for foundation. So I'm going to go in with my Clinique Moisture Surge Face Spray. And then my face is pretty dry. It is so cold here in California. Like, I think it's supposed to get into the high 40s like this week. Like, what? So for primer today, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Master Prime Hydrate and Smooth. This is what it looks like. I really like this. This is one of my favorite primers. Definitely one of my favorite drugstore primers. But I'm gonna put on a lot today because my skin, you can see, it's like when I started getting older, like past 27, I feel like now when I get pimples, like they almost scar for like a month and then they go away. So, ugh. But and then I have a dry patch. Like, I'm so bad when my skin is like dry, flaky. I take like my facial razor and I like shave off the dead skin. Oh my god, I know that's probably so bad, but that's what that is. So I have these 2 dry spots right here from me shaving it. Oh my god. So I purchased my Flower Beauty Light Illusion foundation from Ulta, but I'm pretty sure I saw it at Walmart too, so Walmart is always like the cheapest. Anyway, so I'm going to read what's on the bottle first, and then I'm on Ulta.com to read any more information. So the bottle just says luminous makeup, nude skin feel, all day wear, SPF of 18, 1 full ounce. Anyway, so let's open this. Oh, cool. So you do get a pump. So I have the shade right here in Classic Tan M3, and then this lighter shade is in Ivory L2. So this foundation has 239 reviews and it's rated 4 stars on Ulta. It retails for $13.99. So there's only 12 shades of this, but the darkest shade looks fairly deep. But the first 6 shades are definitely like all super light shades. So, but it says the Flower Beauty's Light Illusion Liquid Foundation is a perfect veil of buildable coverage. Light Illusion is a breakthrough foundation that achieves the impossible, provides you with coverage you desire to smooth and perfect, all with a weightless nude skin feel. Imperfections and uneven skin tone are diminished. Only a flawless, smooth, and incredibly natural complexion is revealed. So this is the lightest shade I have right here. And then this is the darkest shade. I think I'm gonna do 2 pumps of this and then 1 pump of that. Not too much comes out actually. So again, this is Ivory L2 and this one is Classic Tan M3. So I'm just gonna do 1 pump of the darker one. So that's what they look like. It looks like a kind of thicker foundation. It reminds me of something, but I'm not sure. I think this should be okay. So I'm going to do this side with my... Oh my god, you guys, I didn't know my bangs are sticking straight up like that. So I'm going to blend this side... So I'm going to blend this side in with my damp Morphe sponge. I think that's a pretty nice color. Me mixing 2 of the light shade. 2 pumps of the light shade and then 1 of the medium shade. Feels pretty sticky applying it, but it does feel lightweight. And so far I do like it applied with a sponge, which is awesome because I would much rather apply my foundations with a sponge over a brush. I feel like I haven't sat down and filmed a foundation first impression in a while. This looks nice. So I feel like I got medium coverage. So I have a little bit left. So let's go ahead and just take the rest of it and just kind of go over. We do have that full coverage concealer to test out as well. So if you've seen any of my other foundation first impressions, like I prefer a light medium coverage foundation as long as I have a full coverage concealer. So I prefer to do it that way, so that way, because I am so dry, if I put on way too much foundation, like it cakes on my face. So that's how I prefer to do my base. But this looks really nice, and it did build like really nice. I think you could definitely build it to full coverage and not feel like cake face. Like it still feels like really lightweight on my skin. I think it looks pretty good. So let's do the same on the other side with a brush. So again, 2 pumps of Ivory L2, 1 pump of Classic Tan M3, and this is the Morphe G36. You know, this actually doesn't feel too bad with a brush. I feel like I'm definitely getting more coverage with the brush. So if you want light, medium coverage, I think a sponge would be great. If you want full coverage with using still the same amount of product, or even less, I think I could have done this with 2 pumps, I would use a brush. But I do like both sides. I still have like quite a bit left over, and I feel like I got the same amount of coverage, but with less product with the brush. But I feel like it looks the same, like it's still dewy. So I'm just gonna go back in with the rest of the product on my hand and just kind of place it in the areas that I want more coverage. So yeah, actually, you know, I'm not opposed to the brush at all. Normally I don't like applying foundations with brushes, but I like this. So I'm gonna build it up on this side too with the brush. This is gonna be my new favorite foundation. I can just tell. It's like I know almost immediately the second foundation hits my face if I'm gonna like it or not. And I can already tell that I like this. I'm just gonna go over lightly with the sponge just to make sure we don't have any brush strokes. Push it up into my hairline too. I haven't had dark hair like this in so long. I'm kind of digging it. Okay, so far, first impression, I give this foundation a 10 out of 10. Again, I have dry skin, and right now it's extremely dry and flaky. I love this. Yay! So this is what my skin looks like up close. Looks super good. I love this. So So now I'm on Ulta.com to read some information about the concealer. The only thing the concealer says on the actual packaging is Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer. I have the shade L1-2 Fair, so I believe this is probably the lightest shade. This has 105 reviews and it's rated almost 4 stars and it retails for $9.99. And there are 6 different shades of this concealer. So it says Flower Beauty's Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer is a soft focus blurring concealer with a high performance coverage. This weightless concealer provides dark circle diffusing illumination with Flower Beauty's exclusive blurring pigments. A high coverage concealer imparts a subtle radiance as it conceals imperfections. The formula does double duty to calm and reduce puffiness with an infusion aloe and chamomile extract. An added boost of caffeine firms up and gives targeted areas a boost of antioxidants. Awesome, that sounds amazing. So as you can see here, it is just a standard doe foot. So, ooh, this is like a neutral undertone concealer. Those are my favorite. It doesn't look too pink or too yellow. It's like seriously the perfect shade. So I'm gonna press that in with a brush first. I like to do that. So I dropped my brush. I like to do that because I feel like I get the most coverage using a brush, and then I go over everything with the sponge. But just, it feels really, really lightweight. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm already obsessed with this foundation and concealer. This is gonna be like my go-to until I run out, I feel like. Oh my god, and that just blended out so nice. Like, I barely touched it with the brush and it completely blended out. Completely blended out? I don't know if that makes sense, but you guys. I wouldn't say it's like extremely full coverage though. I would almost say it's medium coverage. Oh, I love it, and it just like glides on. Oh my goodness. I'm obsessed. I'm gonna do the same on this side. It feels so lightweight. Like I feel like the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, the one that's in the wand, the packaging is like the wand, not the sponge tip. Like, to me, that feels really lightweight when I put it on, but this feels even more lightweight than that. So I'm going to do the center of my face with a sponge. For some reason, like, I can never blend out my nose with a brush. It gets all patchy. And then I'm going to do my chin. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. Can I say that 100 more times? I'm going to lightly go over this with my sponge as well. Oh my gosh, my skin looks so good. I really needed this because my skin has been looking rough. So far, 2 thumbs up. Foundation and concealer looks absolutely amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Flower Beauty powders because why not? I'm not sure if I want to do, I think I'm going to do this one because I want to keep that glow. So I'm going to use the Miracle Glow Satin Finishing Powder. This says minimizes the appearance of imperfections and ambient glow. It's a miracle worker. Our Miracle Glow Satin Finishing Powder sets your makeup with a veil of subtle radiance. Our satin formula absorbs oil and smooth skin with a soft focus effect. Micro pearl pigments diffuse light for an ambient glow, providing the ultimate finishing touch to your makeup. So if you do have oily skin, maybe you could get away wearing this foundation and concealer and then setting it with the matte Flower Beauty powder. So I'm gonna go ahead and look this up. I know I've used it in a full face of first impressions before, but I'm gonna go ahead and look it up again since we are using it in this video. So on Ulta, this powder right here retails for $10.99 and it's 4 stars. It says the exact same thing that I read on the bottom, and it only comes in this one shade, which is, I don't know. So let's go ahead and use this. It is deceiving though, because you think you get all this, but really the packaging is just like super bulky. See, you do get a poof. Maybe I haven't used this before. I haven't. Okay, so we're doing, see, look, the tab is still on it. I thought I used this before. Okay, so this is going to be a first impression of this too. Okay. this sifter out. Have I used this before? I'm confused because it still has the thing on there, so I didn't, right? Or did I? Oh my god, I don't know. So this is what it looks like. So I'm just gonna use my sponge to set my face. So I'm just gonna dip right in there and then start pressing it into my skin. Oh, okay. For a second I thought that looked weird. This will be nice because normally when I use a dewy foundation and I want to set it with powder, it just makes it matte, so it's like pointless, you know? But if I can keep the dewiness and still set it with this powder to where it's like completely set but it still looks luminous, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like a lie. But then all my products will go on top of it really well. Like, that would be awesome without me being like 100% matte. And whenever I use like a loose powder to set my face, I press it in as much as I can, but like if I miss and there's still like loose powder places, I just leave it and then I brush it off with a dual fiber brush. So I'm just going to set around my nose and then between my brows. Wonder if I could use this to set my under eyes. I guess we might as well try it, huh? Oh, it's still really sticky. I feel like though I would go through this powder really fast. I'm just gonna go through and make sure there's no creases. Ooh, there's a ton of creases on my eyelid. And then I'm gonna dip my favorite brush to use for my under eyes. This is a Morphe M536. I'm just gonna dip that directly into the powder and kind of tap it off. And then press that in to my under eye. I mean, it doesn't look like it darkened up my under eye, did it? I don't think so. Normally loose powders do that. Like, I never like loose powders to set my under eye, but this one looks like it's still okay. Ooh, I have such a good base right now. Yay! So this is what my skin looks like up close with the foundation, concealer, and the satin powder. I think it looks really, really, really nice. The powder did take away a lot of the dewiness from the foundation. So if I was going to wear this foundation again, I probably wouldn't set it. And when I don't set my foundation because I want to keep it dewy and luminous, I usually just use all cream products like cream bronzer, cream highlighter, cream blush. So that way I don't have to set anything. The only bad thing about that is like it could transfer sometimes. So if I am going to do that, it's usually like in the summerish time, or if I'm wearing like a tank top or like a lower cut shirt, so that way it doesn't like transfer, you know? So the call time is 11:15. This is what time it is, 11:16. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup and then I'll be back to let you guys know how everything went on. So I have some powder underneath my eye so that way my mascara doesn't bleed, so don't mind that. And I'm not having the best brow day because I really need to get them waxed, so anyway, so I figured I would go ahead. It is now 11:45. I had the foundation and concealer on for 30 minutes and the powder, so I figured I would go through everything that's on my face. So the first thing I have is this Lancome bronzer. I've had this for so long. This is in the shade Solaire. I love it. What else? Oh, and then I was like digging through my stuff to find stuff that I haven't used in a while, and I found this. This is tricky. Like, I'm on the fence with it. This is the Colourpop, no idea. I think it was like limited edition, maybe it came out in the summertime, but has these two shades in here. So this is the blush that I'm wearing right now. It's weird. It's like a cream to powder formula, which I feel like brushes don't work with. Like, I feel like I have to use my fingers, but I did the best I could with a brush for the blush. And then I have this highlight on as well, but I had to apply it with like my ring finger to get it to actually show up. But I do like these. If you guys have a better way of applying this let me know, because the Morphe E4 that I always use for blush just like was not working for me, and neither was my Smashbox fan brush for highlighting. Those are my ride or die brushes and they weren't working. So let me know how you guys apply these like cream Colourpop blush and highlighters. Then for brows, I have my Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Blonde. And then for my tail, I use this Colourpop brow pencil. I don't know what shade it's in. It's like a light brown shade. To set them, I used my Essence Make Me Brow and Blondie Brows. For mascara, you guys, my lashes are not good. I was able to curl them and then they immediately fell. So I feel like I had pretty good lashes before lash extensions, and now they're just like straight out, like they won't even hold a curl. So I figured I would just wait for the mascara to fully dry and then maybe go back and try to curl them again. But I did use my Lancome Grand Donice, I think that's how you say it, mascara. This used to be like one of my favorites. And then on top of it, hopefully this will help my lashes grow, this is the Rimmel Lash Accelerator. It says it has Grow Lash Complex in it, so I use this for on top of that and then on my lower lashes. Then I just threw in some Sephora nude liner in my waterline. On my lips, I have MAC Stripdown Lip Liner. And then these are so good. I have this one and a pink one. They're my favorite. This is the Maybelline Baby Lips Crayon Balm. This is in the shade Toasted Taupe, and it's like a cream lipstick with like a lot of shine. And then I just want a little bit more shine, so I went on top of it with my MAC lip gloss in the shade Myth. So that's my lip combo right now. Now that I'm finished, I'm gonna go ahead and go out throughout my day, and I'll come back in about 3 or 4 hours to check in with you guys and let you guys know how everything is wearing. Oh, and then I also set my face with the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 replenishing primer and setting spray. So that's everything, and I will see you guys here in a few hours. It's so cold in my house. So it is 3:27. Hopefully you can see that. So I've had this foundation on for about 4.5 hours and it still looks just as good. I feel like I can only start seeing wear, which is foundations in general, like closer to like the 7-8 hour mark. So yeah, no complaints. It looks so good. I've already texted like 3 people to go buy it. I love it. I'm obsessed. And then here's a closer look. Hey guys, so I'm doing another 4-hour check-in. It's 7:12. I don't know if you guys can see that. My background's like super light, but it's pretty much 7:15. So I've had this foundation on for 8 hours, right? 8 hours and 15 minutes, and it still looks pretty good. It doesn't look like I need to powder anything, but I figured we could just to see if I get cakey. So I'm just gonna lightly powder my T-zone with this Too Faced Primed and Poreless. This feels like butter. I feel like I always use this powder whenever I film foundation first impressions because I love it. So I'm just gonna powder quickly just across my forehead. I'm really not that oily, like I don't need to, but I just want to see if it's gonna make the foundation cake, you know. And around here. My nose contour did not look very good today. Look, there's like a red dot right there. So I'm going to keep this foundation on for another 2 hours because I like to wear my foundations for 10 hours at a time. I think that's like a fair enough, what am I trying to say? I feel like 10 hours is a good amount of time to really see if a foundation is good or bad. Really liking it. I have 0 complaints. So I will see you guys back here in 2 hours. Hey guys, so I'm back for my final check-in. It's 9:41. Sorry if you can't see it. So I've had this foundation on for almost 11 hours and it still looks really good. It didn't cake up or anything, like where I put the powder, like it still looks so good. I'm obsessed. So I figured we could just talk about my final thoughts on the foundation and the concealer. So I really like this foundation. I highly recommend it if you have dry flaky skin, because I had a couple of flakes as well and it covered it right up. I love like the finish of it. It's not too dewy luminous, but it's not too matte. It's kind of like a natural luminous finish, super lightweight. Like, I can already tell I'm probably going to use the entire bottle of this. I really, really like it. And I feel like even if you have oily skin, if you just use a matte primer and maybe like a matte powder, like a loose powder or whatever, and then a matte setting spray, like you can manipulate this foundation to work for you. I think it's just all about like what type of primer you use and what type of setting spray. So yeah, even if you have oily skin, I suggest checking this out too. It's just so lightweight. I'm just like obsessed with it, and I just love how it looks on my skin. And then the concealer, I definitely don't think this is full coverage. That's just my opinion, but I'm okay with the coverage. I absolutely love the color of this, and literally it took me like 2 seconds to blend out my under eye. Like, it just like effortlessly blended out. I'm obsessed, and I love the shade of this. Again, this is L1-2 Fair. Like, I'm obsessed with the shade of this. I feel like I've never had a neutral undertoned concealer until today. Then we tried out the Flower Beauty Satin Finishing Powder. I mean, this is good, but I'm not like blown away by it by any means. I'll probably use it up, but I don't think it's like something that I repurchased because it just wasn't anything that I was like wowed about, but it's still good. So anyways, yeah, I highly recommend this foundation and concealer. It is so good. So if you guys have tried out this foundation, concealer, powder, please let me know in the comments below what you think and your skin type. If you're dry or oily, mature skin, acne prone skin, like whatever, just in case like people come by and they want to know like how it works out on other skin, they can check the comments and see. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe on your way out if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.